Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me real good. Your life, it's a story. And every single day, you, yes, you, hold the pen. Now, I don't know what chapter you're in. I don't know if life's been lifting you up or knocking you down. But I do know this. The story ain't over yet. See, too many people go through life thinking the book's already been written, that their past is their future, that what's been is what will be. But let me tell you something right now. That's a lie. That's fear talking. That's doubt whispering in your ear, telling you to settle, to accept less. But I'm here to tell you, no, you don't have to accept that. You don't have to stay stuck in the same cycle, the same struggle, the same pain, because you can change your story. You see, change don't come easy. It don't come wrapped in a pretty little package with a bow on top. Nah. Change comes with sacrifice. It comes with discipline. It comes with the will to say, enough is enough. I deserve better. I am better. But it starts with you. Not them, not the world, not luck. You. Because the world don't owe you a thing. If you want something, go get it. If you have a dream, chase it. If you've got a vision, build it. And when life knocks you down, don't you dare stay there. You get up. You fight. You keep moving forward. Because at the end of the day, when the book is closed, when the final words are written, it won't be your excuses that people remember. It'll be your courage, your strength, your refusal to let your past define your future. Life is not just something that happens to you. It's not some predetermined script written before you ever had a chance to speak. No, life is a book, and every single day you hold the pen. You decide what gets written on those pages. The problem is, too many people go through life like they're just characters in someone else's story. They let their past, their environment, or even other people dictate what happens next. But listen to me. You are the author. You are the one who decides how your story unfolds. You don't have to stay in the same chapter. You don't have to repeat the same mistakes. And you definitely don't have to accept the way things are just because that's how they've always been. But here's the thing. Writing your own story means taking responsibility. It means no more blaming the world, no more waiting for someone to come and rescue you. It means looking in the mirror and saying, I am in control. And I know that's a scary thing for some people. It's easier to believe that life is just happening to you rather than admitting that you have the power to shape it. Because the moment you take control, the moment you pick up that pen and start writing with intention, you can't play the victim anymore. You can't just sit back and complain. You have to act. And action takes effort. It takes courage. It takes heart. See, the pages of your life don't fill themselves. If you don't make the choice to write your story with purpose, someone else will do it for you. Society will, circumstances will, other people will. They'll tell you who you are, what you can do, and how far you can go. They'll try to convince you that the life you have now is the only one you'll ever have. But let me tell you something, they are wrong. You don't have to accept the labels other people put on you. You don't have to live by the limits they set. You are the one holding the pen. You are the one who decides what's possible. And the truth is, the only real limits in life are the ones you believe in. Think about it. Every great success story, every person who has ever done something extraordinary, started with a decision to take control of their own narrative, a decision to stop making excuses and start making moves, a decision to stop waiting for permission and start creating opportunities. They understood that their story was theirs to write, and they refused to let anyone else hold the pen. And if they could do it, why not you? Why not your story? But here's the catch. Changing your story isn't just about dreaming big. It's about putting in the work. It's about writing the hard pages, the ones filled with struggle, setbacks, and sacrifice. Too many people want the success without the struggle, the reward without the work. But that's not how life works. If you want to write a great story, you have to be willing to go through the tough chapters, the ones that test you, the ones that make you question everything, the ones where you feel like giving up. Because let me tell you, those chapters, they're what make the victory at the end worth it. Now, I know some of you are thinking, but I've already written too many bad pages. My story is too messy, too broken. Let me stop you right there. I don't care what's in your past. I don't care how many bad decisions you've made, how many times you've failed, or how many times life has knocked you down. That was the past. That was just a chapter. And chapters can change. The book is still open. As long as you're breathing, as long as you're here, you have a chance to turn the page and start fresh. Don't let a few bad pages define the whole book. Your next chapter is waiting, and you are the one who gets to write it. So, the question is, what do you want your story to be? Not what other people expect, not what fear tells you is possible. What do you want? What kind of life do you want to create? What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? Because make no mistake, one day the book will close, and when that final page is written, you won't get a do-over. You won't get to rewrite the parts you wish you had changed. So why not start now? Why not take the pen in your hands and write something worth remembering? Too many people walk around carrying the weight of their past like it's chained to their back, like it's some permanent label stamped on their soul. They let their past mistakes, failures, and pain dictate where they're headed. But let me tell you something. Your past is not a life sentence. It's not a prophecy. It's not a cage. It's a lesson. Nothing more, nothing less. And the sooner you stop letting it control you, the sooner you can step into the future that was meant for you. See, life has a way of convincing you that who you were is who you'll always be. That if you failed before, you'll fail again. That if you've been hurt before, you'll never heal. That if you've been stuck, you'll never move forward. But let me ask you this. Who told you that? Who told you that your past gets to control your future? Because it wasn't destiny. It wasn't fate. It wasn't some universal truth. It was fear. It was doubt. It was the voice in your head that doesn't want to see you rise. And that voice, it lies every single time. The truth is, your past is nothing more than a collection of experiences. That's it. Experiences you can learn from, experiences you can grow from, but experiences that do not have the power to define you unless you let them. Think about the most successful people in the world. Do you think they never failed? Do you think they never made mistakes? Of course they did. The difference is, they refused to let those mistakes write their future. They took the lessons, left the pain behind, and kept moving forward. And you can do the same. But here's the catch. Changing your future means forgiving yourself. And that's hard, I get it. Some of you have been carrying guilt, shame, regret, holding on to things you should have let go of years ago. You replay your mistakes in your mind like a broken record, convincing yourself that you're not worthy of a better future. But listen to me, right now, you are worthy. You are more than the worst thing you've ever done. You are more than the hardest moment you've ever faced. And no matter what your past looks like, your future is still unwritten. Now, I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying you just snap your fingers and forget the past. What I'm saying is you have a choice. You can either let the past keep you stuck, or you can use it as fuel to push forward. Every mistake, every hardship, every moment of struggle, it's all been preparing you. It's been teaching you, sharpening you, molding you into the person you're meant to become. But that only happens if you stop running from it, if you stop letting it define you. If you look at your past and say, thank you for the lessons, but you don't control me anymore. Think about it. If you keep looking back, how are you supposed to move forward? You can't. It's impossible. Life is not meant to be lived in reverse. Your destiny is ahead of you, not behind you. And yes, there will be moments when the past tries to creep in, tries to pull you back, tries to whisper in your ear, you're not good enough. You'll never change. But that's when you have to stand tall, look that doubt in the face and say, watch me, because the only thing standing between you and the future you deserve is the decision to believe you are capable of more. So the question is, are you ready to let go? Are you ready to stop letting your past dictate your future? Because the moment you do, the moment you decide that your history does not control your destiny, that's the moment your life changes. Fear and doubt, two of the biggest thieves of dreams. They don't knock, they don't ask permission. They creep in, whisper in your ear, and convince you that you're not good enough, that you're not ready, that you'll never make it. And the worst part? Most people listen. Most people let fear and doubt run their lives. They let them decide what's possible, what they can and cannot do. But let me tell you something. Fear is a liar. Doubt is a fraud. And if you let them, they will steal every opportunity, every breakthrough, every chance at success before you even try. Now, I need you to understand something. Fear is normal. Doubt is normal. Everyone feels them. Every successful person you admire, every great leader, every game changer in history has battled fear and doubt just like you. The difference is, they didn't let them win. They didn't let them take control. They felt the fear, they heard the doubt, but they moved forward anyway. And that's the key. It's not about never feeling afraid. It's about refusing to let fear make your decisions. See, fear is always going to show up when you're stepping into something bigger. That's its job. Fear is your mind's way of trying to protect you from the unknown. But here's what you have to realize. Just because something is unknown doesn't mean it's dangerous. Just because you've never done something before doesn't mean you can't do it. And just because you feel afraid doesn't mean you should stop. Fear is not a stop sign. Fear is a test. A test to see if you really want what you say you want. A test to see if you're willing to push through. And doubt is nothing more than the voice of insecurity. It's the voice that remembers every failure, every mistake, every time you came up short, and plays it back like a highlight reel. But here's the thing, your past failures do not predict your future success. Just because you failed before doesn't mean you'll fail again. Just because you weren't ready yesterday doesn't mean you're not ready today. Doubt is nothing but old memories dressed up as the truth. And if you believe those lies, you'll never step into the future that's waiting for you. Think about all the things fear and doubt have already stolen from you. The chances you didn't take. The opportunities you let pass by. The dreams you talked yourself out of before you even tried. Now ask yourself, how much longer are you going to let them win? How many more years are you willing to waste being controlled by something that isn't even real? Because let me tell you something. Fear is only as powerful as you allow it to be. Doubt is only as strong as the attention you give it. The moment you stop feeding them, they lose their grip. So what's the solution? Action. Action kills fear. Action silences doubt. Every time you take a step forward, no matter how small, you weaken their hold on you. Every time you do the thing that scares you, you prove to yourself that fear is nothing but smoke and mirrors, that doubt is nothing but noise. And the more you push through, the stronger you become. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's moving forward despite fear. It's standing in front of the thing that terrifies you and saying, I'm doing it anyway. Now, I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying fear and doubt will just disappear overnight. What I'm saying is, you have a choice. You can either let them control you, or you can rise above them. You can either stay stuck, or you can take the risk and see what happens. Because at the end of the day, the only thing worse than failing is never trying at all. And if you let fear and doubt run your life, that's exactly what will happen. You'll wake up one day full of regret, wondering what could have been if you had just believed in yourself. So don't let that be your story. Don't let fear and doubt win. Everybody wants change, but not everybody is willing to do what it takes to make it happen. They want success, but they don't want the struggle. They want the reward, but they don't want the work. They want the breakthrough, but they don't want to break old habits. Listen to me. Real change is not easy. It's not comfortable. It's not something you stumble into by accident. Real change, it comes with sacrifice. It comes with discipline. It comes with willpower. And if you're not willing to pay the price, you don't get the prize. Sacrifice is the first step, and it's the one that stops most people in their tracks. Why? Because sacrifice means letting go. It means walking away from the things that are holding you back, even when they feel familiar. It means saying no to distractions, no to bad habits, no to the easy way out. And let's be real, letting go is hard. It's hard to break free from comfort. It's hard to give up things that feel good in the moment, even when you know they're hurting you in the long run. But hear me when I say this. You cannot hold on to the past and reach for the future at the same time. Something has to go. Then comes discipline. And let me tell you, Discipline is what separates the dreamers from the doers. It's what separates the people who talk about success from the ones who actually achieve it. Because motivation fades. It's easy to be excited at the start. It's easy to feel inspired when everything is fresh and new. But what happens when that excitement wears off? What happens when you wake up and don't feel like working? That's where discipline kicks in. Discipline is showing up even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is doing the work even when nobody is watching. Discipline is choosing long-term success over short-term comfort again and again and again. And then there's willpower, the force that keeps you going when everything in you wants to quit. Because make no mistake, there will be moments when you want to quit. Moments when the struggle feels too heavy, when the road feels too long, when the doubt creeps in and tells you it's not worth it. But this is where you find out what you're really made of. Because success, it's not given, it's earned. And the only way to earn it is by pushing through, by refusing to quit, by making the decision every single day to keep moving forward no matter how hard it gets. Look at anybody who's ever accomplished something great, anybody who's ever changed their life. What do they all have in common? Sacrifice, discipline, willpower. They didn't just wish for it. They didn't just sit back and hope things would change. They made the choice to do what others wouldn't. They made the choice to commit, to put in the work, to embrace the struggle. And that's why they succeeded. Because they understood that success isn't about luck, it's about preparation, it's about consistency, it's about being relentless in the pursuit of your goals. Now, I know some of you are thinking, but I don't know if I have that kind of strength. Let me tell you something. You do. You just haven't tapped into it yet. Because willpower, it's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. The more you push yourself, the more you realize just how much you're capable of. And once you understand that, once you prove to yourself that you can do the hard things, that you can sacrifice, that you can be disciplined, that you can keep going even when it's tough, that's when you become unstoppable. So the question is, how bad do you want it? Are you willing to let go of what's holding you back? Are you willing to show up every day even when you don't feel like it? Are you willing to push through the struggle, the doubt, the pain? Because if you are truly ready to sacrifice, to stay disciplined, to tap into your willpower, then there is nothing that can stop you. Look around you. Look at the people you spend the most time with, the ones you talk to, the ones you listen to, the ones you allow into your space. Because whether you realize it or not, your circle is shaping your future. The people you surround yourself with are either pushing you forward or pulling you back. They're either speaking life into your dreams or feeding your doubts. They're either helping you grow or keeping you stuck. And if you're serious about changing your story, you need to get serious about who you let into your life. Because here's the truth. You cannot fly if you're surrounded by anchors. You cannot elevate if you're constantly around people who are content with being average. If the people around you don't challenge you, don't inspire you, don't push you to be better, then you're in the wrong room. Too many people stay stuck in the same place, not because they aren't capable of more, but because they refuse to change their environment. They're loyal to friendships that keep them stagnant. They hold on to relationships that drain them. They stay connected to people who don't believe in them, people who laugh at their dreams, people who are more comfortable with them staying small. And that is the fastest way to kill your potential. You need to be around people who make you better, people who challenge you, people who inspire you, people who are already where you want to be. Because when you're surrounded by greatness, it rubs off on you. When you're around people who are hungry, who are chasing their dreams, who are working hard every single day, it pushes you to do the same. It raises your standards. It forces you to level up. But when you're around people who settle, people who make excuses, people who don't want more for themselves, that energy is contagious too. And if you're not careful, you'll find yourself shrinking to fit in. See, some of you are afraid to let go of certain people because you don't want to feel alone. But let me tell you something. It's better to be alone and growing than surrounded and stuck. It's better to walk alone on the right path than to be in a crowd going nowhere. Because the truth is, not everyone is meant to go with you. Not everyone is meant to be part of your journey. Some people were only meant to be in your life for a season, and that season is over. And that's okay, Growth requires separation. Elevation requires isolation. If you want to go higher, you have to be willing to leave some things and some people behind. Now, this doesn't mean you have to cut everyone off and go through life alone. It means you need to be intentional. Be selective about who you allow in your space. Ask yourself, do the people in your life make you better? Do they support your vision? Do they push you to be your best self? Or do they hold you back? Because time is too valuable to spend it with people who don't align with your purpose. Your energy is too precious to waste on relationships that drain you instead of fuel you. And listen, sometimes the wrong people aren't just friends. Sometimes they're family. Sometimes they're people you've known your whole life, and that makes it even harder. But hear me when I say this. You are not obligated to keep people in your life just because of history. You are not required to dim your light just to make someone else comfortable. Your future is too important. Your dreams are too big. And if someone in your life can't respect that, can't support that, can't celebrate that, then maybe they don't deserve a front row seat in your story. So ask yourself, who do you need to let go of? Who do you need to distance yourself from? And more importantly, who do you need to surround yourself with? Because your environment matters. Your circle matters. And if you want to change your story, if you want to reach your full potential, you need to make sure the people around you are pushing you forward, not pulling you back. Success isn't about luck. It's not about talent. It's not about who has the best ideas or the biggest dreams. Success is about consistency. It's about waking up every single day and doing the work, whether you feel like it or not. It's about showing up even when you're tired, even when no one is watching, even when the results aren't coming as fast as you want them to, because the truth is, the people who win in life, they're not always the smartest, they're not always the most gifted, but they are the ones who refuse to quit. See, most people start strong. Most people are fired up in the beginning. They're excited, they're motivated, they make plans, set goals, and promise themselves that this time things will be different. But then, life happens. The excitement fades, the motivation wears off. They miss a day, then another, until they're right back where they started. And that's the difference between those who succeed and those who don't. Successful people don't rely on motivation. They rely on discipline. They rely on habits. They rely on consistency, even on the hard days, even on the boring days, even when progress is invisible. Think about it like this. Success is like building a wall. Every day you lay one brick, just one. And at first, it doesn't look like much. A single brick, that's nothing. 2 bricks, still nothing. But if you keep laying those bricks, if you keep showing up day after day, even when it feels pointless, one day you'll step back and realize you've built something incredible. But most people never get there. They stop after 5 bricks. They stop after 10. They get frustrated because they don't see results fast enough, and they quit. They don't realize that the process works only if you work the process. And listen, there will be days when you don't feel like it. Days when the excuses creep in. I'm too tired. I don't have time. I'll do it tomorrow. But you have to understand, tomorrow is how dreams die. Tomorrow is how people stay stuck. Tomorrow is the enemy of success. Because every time you push something off, every time you make an excuse, you're making it easier to quit. And if you quit enough times, eventually you'll stop trying altogether. That's why consistency is so powerful. Because the moment you make showing up a non-negotiable, the moment you commit to doing the work no matter what, that's the moment everything changes. And here's the thing, small actions add up. You don't have to make huge leaps every day. You just have to move forward. One step, one action, one decision at a time. Because the little things you do daily, they become the big things. If you read for 10 minutes a day, over time you gain knowledge. If you work out for 30 minutes a day, over time you transform your body. If you practice your craft for an hour a day, over time you become a master. The problem is, most people underestimate the power of small, consistent effort. They want instant results. They want overnight success. But that's not how it works. Excellence is built in the moments nobody sees, and let me tell you something. Consistency is what creates momentum. The more you show up, the more natural it becomes. The more natural it becomes, the easier it gets. And the easier it gets, the less likely you are to stop. That's why the hardest part is always the beginning. It's pushing through when it feels like nothing is happening. But if you can do that, if you can be consistent when it's tough, when it's inconvenient, when it's uncomfortable, you will become unstoppable. Because most people won't do it. Most people will give up. Most people will stay average because they aren't willing to commit. But if you're willing to show up every single day, no matter what, there is nothing you cannot achieve. So ask yourself, are you willing to be consistent? Are you willing to show up every day, even when you don't see results, even when it's boring, even when it's hard? Because that's the price of success. That's the cost of greatness. And if you're serious about changing your story, about building the life you want, about becoming the person you were meant to be, you can't just do it when it's easy. You have to do it every single day. Your life is a story, and every single day you are writing a new page. Every decision you make, every habit you build, every action you take, it all shapes the chapters ahead. But here's the question. Are you holding the pen, or are you letting someone else write your story for you? Too many people live their lives as if they have no control, as if life is something that just happens to them. They blame their circumstances, their past, the people around them. But let me tell you something. Your story is yours to write. No one else gets to decide how it unfolds. No one else gets to determine your ending. That power belongs to you. And the moment you take ownership of your life, everything changes. See, the problem is, most people don't realize they have the power to change their own story. They accept the narrative they've been given. Maybe you've been told you're not smart enough, not talented enough, not capable enough. Maybe you've been through hardships that made you believe success wasn't for you. Maybe you've failed so many times that you think your story is already written. But let me be clear. Your past does not define your future. I don't care where you came from. I don't care how many times you've fallen. You can rewrite your story starting today. But first, you have to believe that you can. And belief alone is not enough. You have to take action. You can't just sit around waiting for things to change. You can't just wish for a better life while continuing the same habits, making the same choices, surrounding yourself with the same people who hold you back. If you want a new story, you have to take control of the plot. That means making hard decisions. That means stepping outside your comfort zone. That means doing things differently than you've done before, because change doesn't happen by accident. Change happens when you make it happen. But let me warn you, rewriting your story won't be easy. Because the moment you decide to take control, life will test you. Challenges will come. Doubts will creep in. People will tell you that you can't do it, that you should just settle, that you should be realistic. And that's when you have a choice. Do you go back to the old story, the one where you let fear and doubt control you? Or do you keep pushing forward, no matter how hard it gets? Because here's the truth. Every great story has struggle. Every great hero faces obstacles. But what makes them great is that they keep going. They don't stop when things get tough. They push through, and that's what makes their story worth telling. Now, taking control of your story doesn't mean you won't make mistakes. You will. You'll make wrong turns, take risks that don't pay off, face failures that make you question yourself. But failure is not the end of your story, it's just a plot twist. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Every failure teaches you something. Every mistake gives you wisdom. The only real failure is giving up. Because as long as you keep writing, as long as you keep turning the page, your story isn't over. And listen, your story isn't just about you, it's about the people you inspire. When you take control of your life, when you refuse to settle, when you go after your dreams with everything you've got, other people notice. You show them what's possible. You become proof that change is possible, that success is possible, that greatness is possible. And maybe, just maybe, Your story will be the reason someone else decides to take control of their own. So I'll ask you again, who is writing your story? Are you letting fear write it? Are you letting doubt write it? Are you letting other people's opinions write it? Or are you ready to take the pen and write the story you were meant to live? Because the truth is, the pen has always been in your hands. The question is, what will you do with it? Time. It's the one thing you can never get back. You can lose money and make it again. You can lose opportunities and find new ones. But time, once it's gone forever. And yet, so many people live like they have all the time in the world. They put things off. They wait for the right moment. They tell themselves they'll start tomorrow, next week, next year. But let me tell you something. Tomorrow is not promised. Next week is not guaranteed. And every second you waste is a second you will never see again. See, too many people live their lives on autopilot. They wake up, go through the motions, do what's expected of them, but they're not really living. They're existing. They're waiting. Waiting for the perfect opportunity. Waiting until they feel ready. Waiting until everything lines up just right. But let me ask you, what are you waiting for? There will never be a perfect time. There will never be a moment when everything is lined up exactly the way you want it. If you keep waiting, you'll wake up one day and realize that life has passed you by, that the dreams you had, the goals you set, the things you wanted to do, they never happened because you kept waiting instead of doing. And let's be real, most people waste their time on things that don't matter, scrolling through social media, watching TV for hours, hanging around people who drain their energy instead of push them forward, complaining about their problems instead of fixing them. And then they say they don't have time. But the truth is, they do. You do. You have the same 24 hours as the most successful people in the world. The difference is how you use them. The difference is whether you're spending your time on things that build you, that grow you, that move you closer to the life you want, or on things that distract you and keep you stuck. And listen, I get it. It's easy to waste time. It's easy to let distractions take over. It's easy to put things off. But every time you do, you're making a choice to stay the same, a choice to remain stuck, a choice to let time slip away instead of using it to create the life you want. Because here's the truth. Your life is happening right now, not tomorrow, not someday, right now. And if you're not making the most of it, if you're not living with purpose, if you're not doing everything in your power to become the best version of yourself, then you're wasting the most valuable thing you have. And let me tell you something. You don't have to make huge changes. You don't have to figure everything out all at once. But you do have to start. You do have to be intentional. You do have to decide right now that you are done wasting time, that you are done putting your dreams on hold, that you are done living life like you have forever, because you don't. And the longer you wait, the harder it gets. The longer you wait, the more you regret. And regret, that's the heaviest weight you will ever carry. So what are you doing with your time? Are you using it to build, to grow, to create, to chase the things that matter? Or are you letting it slip through your fingers? Because time doesn't stop. It doesn't wait. It keeps moving, whether you use it wisely or not. And one day you'll look back on your life and you'll either be proud of the way you spent your time or you'll wish you had done things differently. So here we are. I've told you what you need to do. I've laid it all out. Now the question is, what are you going to do about it? Because at the end of the day, it all comes down to you. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you the life you want. You have to take it. You have to decide that enough is enough, that you are done making excuses, that you are done waiting, that you are done settling for less than you are capable of, that you are ready to change your story. And listen, I know it won't be easy. I know there will be days when you want to give up, when you question yourself, when it feels like nothing is working. But remember this, struggle is part of the process. Pain is part of the process. Doubt is part of the process. But so is growth. So is learning. So is becoming stronger than you ever thought you could be. And if you keep pushing, if you keep showing up, if you refuse to quit, one day you'll look back and realize that you became the person you always knew you could be, that you changed your story, that you took control of your life. that you stopped being a spectator and became the author of your own destiny.